Today, I just very briefly want to give you a top-line report on what we look forward to and what we hope to recommend to the WIN board about power sharing, something that we all know. And listening, sitting in the back of the room and listening to everyone that has been speaking, I think we're all in the very same, if not speaking with one voice here. We all know what we need to do. And as part of institutional mechanism, one of my roles, along with Jessica and Ann, is to find ways to do that. But I see that what we are all talking about is pretty much closely the same, and it's all positive. Sharing power, rather than being a group of women's groups. We want to find a way where we can come together as 51% of the population and use that power, harness that power, so that our messages, our issues, take precedence. And I know, and I think many of us here know, that when you're looking on the legislative side or any of the people in power, the people in office, they look at people that have power. So if we come forward with power, if we come forward together to talk to them about issues that they can help us with legislatively, not politically, but legislatively, that they can help us answer some of our questions. But we can set the agenda there. And that's the other thing about power. If we're together, what we can do is we can set the agenda, and it's meaningful to people. It's meaningful to legislators. It's meaningful to people in business and in power, because what they're looking at is a group of people that have the potential for, I would like to join them. They're successful. So what we also need to do is, as it relates to our mechanisms, is find mechanisms that exemplify and promote our success. I want to be with these people because they're successful. And I think that's something that will have a lot of play in the coming year, and I know that Anna and I both will be talking and recommending to the board how we can do that and how we can use mechanisms to be able to make that happen. We know we are not setting the agenda. What we're trying to do is make sure that that agenda gets out to the right people so everybody can be successful. I thought I was going to be really brief. And of course we know there is one issue. 2016 is coming up very fast, and I know that many people have talked about it. What Robin said. Women in power. As opposed to the rest of the country or rest of the world, we have a very low number of women in elected office. 18% in the United States, compared to 30 to 20%, mostly in the 30% for many other countries. And we do need to find ways where we can all work together, and Ann and I need to find ways to help that, putting together institutions or mechanisms of support to make sure that that can help us join together, help us support the potential women in office, and or look to the young women here today that are going to be in Emerge or Ignite or other programs and be able to support the next generation of women and help them prepare to be included in elected office when they're in their 30s, not my age. And then, as I said before, talk about our successes. Having worked on campaigns and other advertising campaigns, candidates talk about what they did right. They know they haven't done everything right, but they talk about what they did right because people want to hear more from people that are saying, I've done something good. So we want to include both our issues and the things that we have accomplished. And we will put together types of communications, along with Jessica, not more emails, not more communications, but meaningful, relevant things that will say, we are all together, and we do have common issues, and we can all talk about those effectively, and we can all talk about those in a very positive light. And I think our true issues will be more supported if we are believing of ourselves of being more successful. That's my own personal view. And last, I would just like to say, and I think that that is shared, in 5 years, I don't ever want another one of these conferences. We are equal. We are equal now. And there needs to be a day when we no longer have to say it. It is. So let's look forward to that. In the meantime, let's just work.